Peace, y'all. Welcome to the channel. In this video, we're gonna get into a beat breakdown of a song called Suicide and Selfridges by my man Westside Gunn, Griselda Records.
Conductor!
Welcome to the new gold era!
Fly God, Super Fly God, new album out right now. And Then You Pray For Me, a follow-up to the album Pray For Paris, in which was my first placement, kind of my placement debut in a way for Griselda Records. Pray For Paris, I had the song called Euro Step. And here we are, 4 years later, the sequel to that, And Then You Pray For Me. 2 songs produced by me. We're gonna get into Suicides and Selfridges. So let's dive in. What's crazy is this album, it started in a couple parts because I went to visit Westside Gunn in the beginning of 2023, and he played me a bunch of songs that ain't even on this album. You know what I'm saying? And he played me some that landed, and he was telling me about Super Fly God and how he was gonna really reintroduce himself as Super Fly God, and he played me these songs. So cooked up with him in Buffalo for like 3 days or so. Didn't really get anything out of the session except for chilling with my brother, you know? I made some beats, but none that I felt fit at the time, and none that he really was attracted to at the time. So that was that, you know what I'm saying? Ate at Kelly's, got buffalo wings. Shout out my boy Vic. Get back to Kansas City, and I'm still thinking about this like Super Fly God motif, like this thing that he's going to relaunch as, and I love it, you know. I'm trying to figure out how I fit though. Some of the electronic tones, some of the multitude of textures on that album and sonics are very polarizing, which is good, kind of fits my aesthetic in that way. If you use some like prejudice for Westside Gunn, it's not what you think about. This album isn't. But if you know Westside, and if you understand him as an artist, it is completely what you expect of him, right? So, but anyways, kind of digressing to the point that I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get in this mix, okay? I quickly draw a parallel to Superfly God and the rap era of 94, 95, 93 to 95. And for me, that era, 93 to 95, it really feels like a brash era, you know what I'm saying? One song that jumps out to me from that era is the Pete Rock remix, Down with the Kings. Just like that, the king, and the drums. But the main thing that jumps out for me from that is the Menace to Society soundtrack. All of those songs on there, I fell in love with that summer from that movie, watching that movie. And so I wanted to tap into that. So if I did nothing, I was gonna tap into that raw energy of 1994, 95 right in there, that weird space. You know what I'm saying? Before shit got like super soulful and before shit got like super glamorous, you know, shiny suits towards the later end of the 90s and 2000s, you know what I'm saying? So this is what I came up with. Shout out my boy Napes, man. Napes sent me over pack after pack after pack, and we were trying to find what we was gonna do. So shout out to Napes for sure, man. And that's the type of shit that Nape sends over, right? It's just these like eclectic tones. Sometimes it's just like that, where it just sounds like ideas. And of course, in his head, he's visualizing too. But you know, he can do that, and then he can send me some like soulful shit, like super soulful shit. But this was one where he sent it over, and I was looking at the drum machine, and I had it on loop like a weirdo. It's just like looping down here in the basement, you know. Inside of that loop, I cut my chops. So I cut out all the parts that I liked. Took a minute, and I knew how I wanted the drums to go. You know what? I actually did a voice recording because I knew I wanted that energy of the 90s, like that 93, 94 energy, like how I'm talking about that. The drums were like almost kind of hollow smack of a drum, you know? Like, so I knew how I wanted it in my head. And so I kind of held the drum pattern. So that is what I did as a voice recording. So I did that as a voice recording just to kind of figure, like, just to hold that. You know what I'm saying? Because I always start with the melodies first. Even if I had a drums, like, you would think, all right, well, go find the drums and put the drums down. But I just don't start like that. I always start with the music and I hold the drum pattern in my head type of thing. So once I did that, I kind of put that little voice percussion in my head, in the phone, and put it to the side. And then I got into my chops. So I found the bounce of it right there, you know what I'm saying? It's still kind of strange, but I like that because I knew once some drums come in like that, it was gonna give me my like rock out of it, you know what I mean? So we're gonna unmute the drum track. You see what I'm saying? See what I mean? Alright, so let's fill in the blanks. You know what I mean? Some ghost kicks in there. And then just kind of thicken the drum track up here. Bass note. Big bass note. I wanted that bass note to really shake the listener. Extra hats, stabilize. Yeah. So I figure if I'm not gonna fit into the record, as far as like the stylings of it, you know what I'm saying? With some of the trap-inspired instrumentals, a lot of those instrumentals on this album are just brilliant, you know what I'm saying? Across every genre. But I knew if I wasn't gonna be able to do that, I was gonna fit in on the metallic side of what it felt like, you know what I'm saying? So I knew it wasn't gonna be like, Otis Redding, like chop up the sample and like find the moves and grooves of it and hang a vocal over top and do all these things. Like I knew it wasn't gonna be that. And I didn't even want to approach it that way. So I figured, let's just get in on some like live shit, you know what I mean? And then this part was just kind of like a after work idea, you know what I mean? And then I played it out like that. So that last little bit, I literally just like, stopped the machine and then I was just like hand played it out. And I was listening to it back just to kind of critique myself, on some like game film type of stuff, understand the pockets that I chose and whatnot. And I was listening to the outro of it. And I actually made a mistake on my timing, but it was natural, so I left it. But I think I did something like this. Something like that. When I didn't mean to do that, I meant to go something more clean and direct, but in the moment, I didn't do it. So I left it. You know, it's one of them deals where it's like, hey, you know, I played the wrong note. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You know, delete it or don't use it or chop it off or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I think I sent Westside a text message and I asked him to take that off of there. But he saw drama adding energy to that. So when them drums is rocking and this is happening and drama's being drama, it just felt so right, you know what I'm saying? So that's the beauty in like collaborating. That's the beauty in trusting each other. And that's just Westside being a visionary. Yeah, so, you know, my main takeaway from this was that, the DJ drama shit on top really made it live, you know what I'm saying? Especially right up top, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? Like just that like lighting it up like that and having him come in and be the legend that DJ Drama is, you know what I'm saying? Like them Gangsta Grills tapes, you know, I told Mick Boogie, I don't know if you guys remember him, from the world of mixtapes. Him with his tag, he had this little like, Commissioner. That Drama, Cannon, all those guys inspired me to use my tag. And those guys use their tag as a way of inciting the listeners for their emotion. And they placed it just perfectly. So when you hear Drama hollering over the Suicides and Selfridges in the beginning, adding that energy, it's because it was needed. And he knew that it was needed. And then the pistol, pew, 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 all of that stuff is like, it's my childhood, man. It's the music that I grew up listening to, them Gangsta Grills tapes, man, and the Trapaholics and everything. Yeah, man, that's really all I got. Merch on the site. We going crazy. A lot of records are out right now that I have work on, including Drake's new album. So for all the dogs, everybody got an opinion about this shit. I'm gonna get to it later. Man, so much great music out. I'm so thankful to be a part of it. Hit Conductor, wehaveaproblem.com. Pick up some merch, support your boy. It's going crazy too, bruh. Y'all got the site going crazy. I'm over the top thankful in the highest way that you guys are copping the merch and taking pictures in it and everything, man. Shout out my boy Ponch. We moving, man. We gonna get another one. The next one, catch me in the next one, bro. Put something in the comments on which one you want me to do next. I got a special lock-in for 8 a.m. in Charlotte. But anything else y'all want me to break down, just put it in the comments, you know what I'm saying? We gonna get to it. Conductor out.
Conductor, we have a problem.